very excited to welcome today with us ZuCasa. It's a project I'm personally very excited about because it will continue to drive and stimulate growth of the Hedera builders economy and really add more fuel to the fire when it comes to the tokenization growth on chain. ZuCasa, without further ado, could you give us please a quick introduction of the speaker who we're speaking to and give us a quick story about yourself?
Hello from Greece. Dr. Stylianos, I think we are from the same place. Very happy to see two Greeks back to back in the same space. Back in the day, that wouldn't be the case. My name is Xenophon Kontouris. I'm the founder of ZuCasa. I've been in the space basically since 2013. I've known the team behind Headstarter for quite some time. We've been working together on some of their projects in the past, and I trust in them completely. I met the founder of Headstarter at the University of Nicosia, similar to Dr. Stylianos. So UNIC has become a main part of innovation in the space now, and I'm very happy to see other alumni in the space doing this. By the way, Doctor, I have my thesis on stablecoins from 2018. There is a lot for us to talk about. I'll reach out afterwards because I think I might have an opportunity for you when it comes to pop-up cities and flat coins. So I'm Xenophon. I'm based in Athens, but really I'm all over the world. I've been in the space for quite some time. I focused a lot on stablecoins. I focused a lot on regulations. I represented the industry as a lobbyist / advocate in Brussels for the past 5 years. When I worked on MiCA and the AMLR, I did the best I could to ensure that DeFi would not be in the scope of MiCA, and I think with that we've been successful. If DeFi was in scope, Europe would be in a very bad location and position at the moment. Now, for the past year and a half, I've been part of a movement called ZuZalu in the Ethereum and broader Web3 ecosystem. There's been a lot of movement in the network state side of things, and ZuZalu is basically a network state. All of us are crypto natives. All of us are based on the internet primarily. Our market, our economy, our livelihood is based on chain. Many of our connections are based over the internet. I think with many of you, I share a lot more similarities than with the average compatriot that I have because of crypto, because of blockchain. And ZuZalu is basically one of the first efforts to bring these people together in the physical realm. It was started by Vitalik in Montenegro in 2023 in March, where for 2 months he basically booked the whole village by the sea and invited the top people in multiple fields: AI, cryptography, zero knowledge proofs as implemented within blockchains, longevity, holistic and life and healthcare, public goods funding, and much, much more. These gatherings lasted for 2 months to 2 to 3 months, where these people not only come and meet each other in conferences where we all do and party for a week, but they actually come and live together for a month to 2 months together. This creates a lot stronger connections. And ever since then, I've been basically fully committed to this space, trying to grow the network state through pop-up cities, which is non-permanent cities there to seed ecosystems, seed change communities, and change. And I'm going to talk a lot more about that later, but that's pretty much it for me. Basically obsessed with ZuCasa, obsessed with making this reality, this dream a reality actually. And I've been working all day today. So if I make any of these mistakes or sound a bit tired, it's basically because of this. I'm obsessed with this, and I want to make ZuCasa and the dream of a nomad lifestyle within the space, the network space, a reality.
I love it. I love it. I think everybody that is and will get excited about ZuCasa do appreciate the fact that you've been grinding so hard, and it's many months now. So thank you for being here with us today, Xeno. It's great to have you here, and as you said, rightfully said, I think that there is a good all of power in the crypto space today that has initiated from University of Nicosia. And, I always going back to the Bitcoin days, I feel like this concept of free cities, pop-up cities is something that is very deeply entrenched with the Austrian school of economics, the libertarian lifestyle, and really maybe one day we're going to have a pop-up city as the famous citadel. But, I'm so happy personally to have you here with us today. And I know you did speak a bit about pop-up cities, but if you were to give to somebody in the audience who might be new to the space, how would you introduce your project in an elevator pitch type setting?
Absolutely. I wanted to talk a bit more about the history because you started talking about the things that we had discussed back in the day, but we'll talk about that a bit later. In a few words, ZuCasa streamlines community accommodations by booking housing in bulk, securing way better rates through collective bargaining. These reservations are then tokenized as NFTs, enabling crypto payments as well as secondary market for trading, as well as use on-chain collateral for DeFi. This basically allows us to make a margin while saving people money. We treat hotel bookings and accommodations bookings as financial futures. Basically, you pay price X a couple of months ahead of time, and that asset that you've bought and committed money to, you mature when you enter the room and you basically claim the housing that you've bought, the time in the housing that you've bought. But until then, there is no secondary market, there's no transactions. And that's billions, tens of billions of dollars every year locked up for months at a time. So this allows industry stakeholders to optimize their reservations. If you have a group or a community or a DAO, you can buy more than you need, and you know that that money is not going to be wasted. Because now you have an on-chain asset that you can trade or sell to your community, and even sometimes speculate on it. Basically we unlock liquidity, we create a profit every time that demand surges, or actually from the beginning. We have a minimum margin of 30% for every reservation sold, and we're doing this in order to achieve our vision, which is to provide one rent for any nomad, and they can then travel and stay in our locations across the world. So that's ZuCasa, starting for Web3 but growing everywhere else.
Very, very cool. Very, very cool. So we understand the concept of free cities. We understand the mechanics of it all. But how did you come to build ZuCasa, and how did you get so excited about building this product?
Okay, lovely. So I was going to have a script for this, but I'm going to go a bit off script now because you mentioned a couple of things. I joined the industry in 2014, 2014, because of ideology, right? So I was one of those OGs that enjoyed crypto and wanted to be part of Bitcoin because of the libertarian policies and ideas that it came with. And I know people in the chat, I see old friends from the space that understand this. The dream of the internet has always been the same, to bring people together and to make a system, a mechanism that's a lot freer from everyone. And Bitcoin, early Bitcoin especially, was very, very well suited for this. Soon after, I became involved with Liberland. Liberland is a micronation, an effort to create a nation within Croatia and Serbia. A lot to say about this, but I was the ambassador of Liberland in New York for a year, where we ran the best run office in the space. And after that, my visa expired in the US. I came back to Greece. I joined the military because it was mandatory. I started working remotely and studying at UNIC. And as soon as I left the military, when I was supposed to go and travel the world and be a remote Web3 nomad, the pandemic came and I was stuck in Greece for a few years. And I love this country. I love my home. But I think many people here might resonate with this. Some of the rigorousness of the discussion, of the discourse that took place in crypto, in the digital realm, didn't really translate in the physical realm. So when I learned of Zuzalu, I was instantly hooked because it was a combination of basically everything that I believed in. The blockchain space combined with the physical realm and the creation of new jurisdictions. By the way, there has been a huge push historically about creating new jurisdictions that are small in location, where you can create mini Dubais around the world. Basically, the UAE and China grew rapidly in its economy uh, because of these special jurisdictions and special economic zones. And this hasn't really been different. For example, many of the pop-up cities are going to have been part of special economic zones like Prospera and Vitalia. We'll talk about that in a second. So when all of this thing emerged as an ecosystem, um, I wanted to become part of it, right? I wanted to be as active as I could be in this space. And I didn't go to Montenegro. I missed it. I didn't know about it until later. But I did join in November and what was happening in Istanbul before Dev Connect in 2023. And, it was one of those days where I couldn't sleep at night. I wanted to be out socializing. I wanted to wake up in the morning and be in the talks. It was like an explosion of competence and interesting people that I've never experienced before. But I have experienced since because this movement decentralized rapidly. And although it started off Ethereum, it's chain agnostic. It's for all of us. We are all trying to solve the same problem, which is a bit of a monopoly of power and an unbalanced power dynamic between us and the state, where if they decide that they don't like what we do, they can make our life difficult and sometimes make it very difficult. So I had this concept way before that, I was going to conferences and Web3 events and I was staying and seeing friends. It was a social thing more than a professional thing. And I started living with people and all of staying and booking Airbnbs together with these people. And when this movement of digital nomads that travel the world together came about, I realized that my vision was broader. It wasn't just a small DAO with my friends that we had to build. It was a solution that needed to happen in a scale that was massive. Because the biggest hurdle to join these pop-up cities is the cost. And one of the biggest costs that you gotta deal with is accommodation. This doesn't make sense, right? Because we all go at the same place at the same time. We all have our money in crypto, yet we can't leverage collectively for any of these things. And I realized gradually while going to pop-up city after pop-up city, by the way, if you want to read my writings on this, just go HackerNoon and Xenophon, Xenofon, and you'll see 3 articles that have been very well received from the ecosystem about what's happening there. Check them out. But I realized that this is the biggest problem that these pop-up city organizers have. These people have to bring together hundreds of people, hundreds of speakers, find the venues, do the marketing, bring the niche and the expertise, set everything up. Then they also had to figure out accommodations and dealing with the logistics there. And that was such a pain in the ass that they just simply couldn't do it. They didn't even have the working capital for this. So ZuCasa comes in as a provider that works with them and with Web3 conferences like Denver, which, by the way, we'll talk about that in a second. But we were coming together and we were working with these people, creating some sort of accommodations, either directly with the organizers or indirectly to their communities. And we've already done it 3 times. We bootstrapped it with a couple of people in Lisbon, a few more in Chiang Mai during the archipelago last year in October and early November, and in DevCon in Thailand. We started with these major events because we knew the ecosystem quite well, but we are chain agnostic. We want to be everywhere. And with that, Tudor and I were talking about doing this as a pop-up, as a Headstarter house in Denver. But unfortunately, we just have been unable to get everything up in the order to make this happen early. If you are in Denver, please follow us. Send me a DM, send me a tweet or whatever X thing, if you want to call it that. I'm dying to meet everyone from the Headstarter ecosystem while I'm there. I didn't know that I was going until literally a couple of minutes ago. Basically, I booked a ticket out of FOMO and I'm going to see all my friends and meet people. And if I can create a ZuCasa or a Headstarter conference and talk there, I'm going to. I will most likely be organizing a broader Zuzalu showcase for pop-up cities. That's the 2nd or 3rd time I've done this. I invite everyone to join. This whole thing that we're doing now really is the start of a society that's built on chain. And ZuCasa is the start of a new movement called decentralized commerce, DCOM. We are at the cusp of the technology. We are doing real world tokenization in ways that we have never done before, but the utilization of the property that we're trying to work with, not the property directly itself. And we want to work with you guys at Hedera to build the Hedera house in every major event and to bring the people there.
I love it. I personally love it. It's one of those things that, makes a lot of sense, especially in crypto. A lot of the times you have so many collections, a lot of people in the space, yet the relationships that are the longest lasting are the ones that happen in person. And if you are going to ETH Denver, if anybody listening is going to ETH Denver, make sure you connect with all the cool builders, contributors in the space for a Hedera Packed Day on the 25th through HedderaCon. I'm sure tickets are still pre and there's still vacancies there, but I guess they're filling up fast because there's a lot of exciting new people that are coming from other ecosystems, from other industries to be present and contribute to the Hedera space during the event. I'm so excited about ZuCasa. I'm personally very, very psyched about it. But Perfectability, what are your thoughts?
I love it. I thought it was really interesting that, hotel bookings are very similar to financial futures if you think about it. And then I also saw that you guys have implemented 3 proof of concepts across the globe, 1 in Portugal and 2 in Thailand. Is that correct?
Yep, exactly. And they were smaller in scale because I had to pretty much bootstrap everything, right? And this is a business that I'm doing only with my own money at the moment. I've been slaving away in Brussels trying to lobby, which means not getting paid well, basically. So I had to do all of this with my own money. The main idea of launching on Hedera and working with Headstarter is to be able to bring this proof of concept to a larger scale. We did it for 5 people in Lisbon, 6 people in Chiang Mai, and 8 people in Thailand. So we're growing, but we want to go to 50 people during ETHCC, which is a major event that's happening in Europe and the one that we know as well. Actually, we want to go to 100. We've already have pre-sold 70 rooms out of the 100 there to 2 hacker houses. If you're operating a hacker house in any of the major Web3 conferences, we are your biggest ally because you can come and book through us. And if something happens and you can't do the hacker house, or if you can do it but with less people, we can sell the excess capacity in the secondary market that we've created. The same with your friend groups, right? If somebody wants to come to the space, but then something happens, they gotta go to the hospital, or something happened with their girlfriends, I don't know, with their dogs, and they can't make it, well, you're not stuck with your reservation in your hands. You can now make money even after it. And everyone that goes to these events knows that accommodations is a major issue for everyone. So I know that you all understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah, what I'm very excited about is to see a lot of the people who are contributing to Hedera, either in any which way, developers, communication specialists, marketing managers, strategists, whatever it is, across the spectrum of Web3 ecosystem. I want to see them in the same house for weeks at a time. I want to see them all together, put their brain power and build cool stuff.